Today is Tutorial Tuesday and I am here to show you guys exactly how you can go about making magnets from home. So whether you want to add these to an invitation suite or maybe you want to make fun magnets for your kids, it absolutely does not matter your reasoning because I'm going to give you a step-by-step on how I go about making mine. So turn on your printers and fire up those Cricuts. Now, as most of you already know, I love designing in Canva prior to bringing this into Design Space. In Canva, I start with a custom size and I'm going to go with 10 by 10. I just like to have enough room as far as saving out a large enough image. After you click create a new design, you should be brought to your blank canvas. This is where you're going to want to create your design however way you like. I know the Elements tab has plenty of designs ready to go, and if you want to customize it yourself, this is where you do it. Now, for time's sake, the design you guys saw I made yesterday, I am just bringing it into here, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to save this out. In the top right, you want to click the share button, and then you want to go down to download. I'm going to go with a PNG as my file type, and I'm going to slide that toggle all the way to the right to get the highest resolution. Make sure you check off transparent background, especially if you're doing a unique shape like I am. Now, once this is done downloading, it should pop up for you or it will go into your downloads folder. Open the file up, preview it, make sure everything is spelled correctly, everything looks right, the colors are how you want it before bringing it into Design Space. Now, once I open up the app, I personally like to select blank canvas for this. And once that is opened up for me, I am ready to upload my image in. So on the left-hand toolbar, I click upload and then upload image. Once you're in this window, you want to locate the file of your design. I honestly just click and drag right from my downloads folder. Then I go ahead and hit continue once that's loaded in. For background remover, since we did save out with transparent background, we are good to move on from this step. To confirm you did it correctly, you should see that checkered print right behind your design. Then hit apply and continue. Then for convert upload to, we want to select flat graphic because we are going to be print then cutting this. Then your image should be dropped into your canvas. Chances are if you did save it as a high resolution like I did, it will come in rather large. So I'm just coming up to my size tab here and I am scaling this down. Now, whenever I make wedding invitations, suites, or designs for our details and RSVP cards, I like to stick around that 4-inch mark. I know I'll have an easier time if this is slightly smaller with getting more on one sheet of paper, so I am going to bring this down just a bit. Back in my size tab up here, I'm going to make sure that lock is staying shut. That just helps with making sure your design stays proportionate, and I am bringing this down to 3.75 inches. Now, if you're someone that wanted to create another border around this, you want to go up to this little effects tab right here and click on offset. As you can see, when I scrub on this toggle, the outline around my design is either getting bigger or smaller depending on which way I go. Now, this step is all personal preference, so depending on how thick you want it, just go based off that outline and hit apply when you like the outline it's giving. I believe for most it will default to black, so if you go up to the square, you could change the color to whatever you'd like. Now, if you did take this extra step and you did decide you wanted that outline, it is very, very important that you flatten your outline to your design. If you forget to do this step, it is going to mess up your entire design because what it's going to do is it's going to think it's still two separate layers. So your Cricut's going to go and cut your design out and then it's going to cut your outline out separately. But we want this to be one whole thing and we just want to go around that offset outlined layer. So what I did was I highlighted both of these layers and I clicked flatten at the bottom there. And if you did that correctly, this is what your right hand layer tab should look like. Now, if you guys did see my teaser video, I didn't go with the outline. I just left that green border around it that I already created in Canva. So I am just going to remove that and go on to me. Now, something I wish I knew when I was a beginner is that I can apply my project copies right in here instead of making all those duplicates in the screen before this. You will save yourself a lot of time if you just do it this way if you are making a duplicate of the same exact design. Now, one thing I don't like about Design Space is when you're in the screen, I feel like it doesn't do the best job of trying to get as many designs onto one mat. So that is what I'm going to do here. So what I did is I went to my second mat, I selected both of the designs from there, hit that little 3-dot icon, and I moved them up to my first mat. And as you can see now, I am just trying to rotate and move these designs all around so I can make the most out of my 8.5 by 11 magnet sheet. The more you get on a sheet, the more money you're going to save in the long run. So try to make it work as best as possible. And also make sure you don't overlap or else they are going to cut into each other. When you have your mat set and ready to go, click continue, and now we need to send this off to our printer. Make sure your correct printer is selected. Typically for projects, I don't like to add a bleed, but because I have this green as the outline, it just gives me a little bit room for error. And you should always turn on your system dialog because that is where you're going to be able to play with your fine printer settings. And if you're stuck on the screen right now and it's not appearing for you, it will be behind the window like mine is. Now, the one thing I do change when it comes to magnets is I go under printer options and I go to my quality and media settings. It is very important to instruct your printer on what it's going to be printing onto, so we are going to do this glossy photo paper. And anytime you are creating a design, you should always be putting your quality to high. Then you are good to send this off to print. If you're looking for an inkjet printable magnet sheet, definitely check out my Amazon storefront. Since I grabbed it off of there, I will make sure to have it linked for you guys. And the drying time on these are super quick. I don't even waste any time and they don't smear at all. Once you have that ready to go, lay it down on your light grip mat and then we are going to send this off through our Cricut. Before you can do that though, we need to to jump back on our computers and have this all set up. So now when you're on Design Space, it is going to have you select the material you're going to be cutting from. The one I go for these particular sheets is this printable magnet sheet, and it does so well. I don't even have to adjust any of the pressure for it. So yes, I do leave it on this default setting. And then you and my friend are ready to load this into your Cricut and let it do its thing. Now, I always do run into questions on whether or not my Maker 4 does have any trouble reading those registration corner marks. And the answer is no, I don't have any issues, so I do leave it alone. And once it's done, it does effortlessly pull back, and I don't have any trouble with it cutting all the way through. And now you are also left with some beautiful magnets. Make sure to give this video a save so when you're ready to turn your designs into magnets, you could follow along and make them yourself.